51 and 53. They're fourth in the West, 4 games behind the Minnesota Twins, going for their third straight win tonight. They haven't won 3 straight since July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Here's the way they'll line up. Lonnie Smith leading off in place of Willie Wilson, who's still serving his suspension. Lonnie Smith in left field, followed by Kevin Seitzer, who had the great day yesterday, 6 for 6. He's at third base. George Brett is at first, batting third. Danny Tartable, the right fielder, is in the cleanup spot. Bo Jackson has moved up in the order today. He'll hit number 5 and play center field. Frank White will bat 6th and play second base. Steve Balboni, the DH, hits 7th. Ross Jones getting another start at shortstop tonight. Jones will bat 8th, and batting 9th and doing the catching, Mike McFarland. Bud Black, the 30-year-old left-hander on the mound, has lost 4 straight decisions. He's 4-6 on the year with a 3.15 ERA. For the Tigers, it'll look like this. Lou Whitaker at second base leading off, followed by the designated hitter, Bill Madlock, number 2 in the order. Kirk Gibson is in left field batting third. Alan Trammell, the shortstop, hits in the cleanup spot, followed by right fielder Larry Herndon, and then center fielder Chet Lemon. Darrell Evans starts at first base and bats 7th, followed by the catcher Mike Heath, and at third base Darnell Coles. On the mound, Jack Morris, who is 9-6 in his career against the Royals, but has not lost to them here since 1980 when Larry Gura outdueled him. He's 3-0 since then. The defense for the Tigers behind Jack Morris looks like this. Evans at first, Whitaker at second, Trammell at short, and Coles back at third base. They had moved him off at third and had been playing him mostly in right field because of the way the errors had been piling up on him since the beginning of the season. But Coles back at third tonight. Gibson has moved from right to left since the last time we saw him. Chet Lemon is in center field and still gets them with the best of them. And Larry Herndon in right field. Mike Heath calling pitches tonight for Jack Morris, who is 12-5 on the year with a 3.60 earned run average. He has had a winning record in every season since 1979. No other current pitcher in baseball can say that. His Tigers are 59-42, but still 3 games behind the Yankees. They're 11-5 since the All-Star break. They pounded out 42 hits in a 3-game weekend series with the Yankees, but lost 2 of those games. The Tigers really bottomed out this year at 11-19 back in early May. They were 11.5 games out of first place at that point on May the 8th. They were hitting a collective .239, but then they really turned it on. Have played great baseball since then. And tonight, bring this 59-42 record into Tiger Stadium to take on the Royals. The Royals have beaten the Tigers 4 out of 5 games so far this season, but we mentioned the last time these 2 teams saw each other was April the 26th. Lonnie Smith just about set to lead it off against Jack Morris. And here with the play-by-play, Denny Mathews.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, it has been a while since we've seen the Tabbies, hasn't it? Lonnie Smith leading off against Jack Morris. Lonnie comes in at .295. 13 hits, 3 RBIs. Lonnie has hit in 5 straight games. Kirk Gibson. Boy, Smith hit about 6 miles straight up, didn't he? Good heavens. Lonnie Smith hit a towering fly ball to Kirk Gibson. 1 pitch, 1 away, and up comes Kevin Seitzer. Kevin, of course, 6 out of 6 yesterday, his average up to .324. He now has 132 hits, 9 home runs, 55 RBIs, and he is 9 for 20 so far this year against Detroit. One ball, no strikes. Kevin, in going 6 for 6 yesterday, raised his batting average 11 points. He went from 9th in the American League in hitting to 4th. He went from 4th to 2nd in the league in hits. Morris, good breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morris making his 22nd start. Really changed on Seitzer, and Kevin bounced it foul past third base. It is humid, 84 degrees, and the humidity right around 60%. Very little breeze, no factor at all. Flags just barely ruffling. 1-2 pitch coming. And got him. So Kevin's string is broken by Morris, who gets his first strikeout.
Morris has got a great repertoire of pitches, keeping the ball down here. That was actually out of the strike zone below the knees, but Kevin couldn't hold back. Morris, another practitioner of the split-fingered delivery.
And, of course, Roger Craig, now managing the San Francisco Giants, was his pitching coach for Sparky Anderson here in Detroit. In fact, he was the pitching coach the year that they won the American League Championship and then the World Series. George Brett, 296. High change, 1 ball, no strikes. George, as always, had good cuts against Morris. And like most left-handed batters, loves to hit here at Tiger Stadium. And 2-0 to George. Kind of interesting, Denny. We were talking to Tiger broadcaster, Hall of Fame broadcaster, we might add, Ernie Harwell, before the game, and we were telling him about Kevin Seitzer's 6 for 6 yesterday. And Ernie said that he remembered Ty Cobb in one of his great years going 5 for 5 in a game 5 times.
Isn't that incredible?
In 1 year.
That just is almost beyond belief.
2-0 pitch. Hit like a bullet. Brett singles to right field. So Morris falls behind 2-0, and then Brett singles sharply to right. So George has 65 hits. He has now hit safely in 8 straight games and has 10 hits in his last 26 at-bats. Here's Danny Tartabull. 296 average, 14 home runs, 48 RBIs. The Tigers have pitched Tartabull well. He's 4 for 22. That figures out to a 182 batting average. Pretty good cut at a fastball. Strike 1. Tartabull batting with 2 out. Brett's at first. Just the start of things. Game 1 of a 3-game series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morris beat the Royals here at Tiger Stadium on April the 25th. Final score was 13-2. Jack's 7 innings permitted 4 hits and 2 runs. That touched nothing, and all the way back to the screen, and Brett to third base. Tartabull started to go, checked, and the ball went right on past the catcher, Mike Heath. We'll see how they score that. Probably a pass ball, but we'll see what they think upstairs.
Once again, that ball diving on the delivery from Jack Morris, but it did just manage to get under the glove of Mike Heath. And it is a wild pitch.
2 balls and a strike on Danny Tartabull. Morris with a high changeup. He threw a high change to Seitzer, although it was far enough inside that Seitzer didn't hurt him with it. But Jack having a little control problem with his off-speed pitches. And 3-1 on Tartabull. And ball 4. So the Royals have 2 on, 2 out for Bo Jackson. Bo, 259, 20 home runs, 48 RBIs. Bo has hit in 6 straight games, going 8 for 22.
Jack Morris, by the way, is not throwing in the towel. He just tossed out a rosin bag there and wants another one.
Meanwhile, Bo settles in. He has done well against Detroit, 8 out of 17 with 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. One ball, no strikes.
That pitch really did seem to just squirt right out of Jack Morris's fingers, and it's easy to get those fingers lathered up on a night like this. It's important to have a rosin bag that you feel comfortable with and be able to get a good grip on the ball.
And he needs a towel. Forget throwing it in. He's having problems gripping the ball. To repeat, 84 degrees, 60% humidity. And Bo hits a towering pop foul. Evans has all night to chase it, and it just did get out of play. That thing had so much spin, it was well over the stands and out of play, but then because of the spin, it begins drifting back. Finally captured by that young man down in the right field corner. The count on Bo Jackson, a ball and a strike. All this started with 2 out, a single by Brett. Wild pitch, and then Tartabull walked. And Jackson laid on a Morris fastball. The count 1-2. Brett is imitating third base coach Jose Martinez. Jose was reminding George 2 out, and George was returning the sign. There you are. Jose will give some of the signs in Spanish. 1-2. And that pitch high. So Jack having trouble getting the ball down into the strike zone. And he's going to work over the rosin sack a while, and think about it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One thing, Denny, about watching Jack Morris out on the mound, you know exactly what he's thinking.
Doesn't try to hold anything back, does he?
All the emotions come out. 2-2 to Bo. Check swing. The runner's moving up as the ball in the dirt, and Heath took that one on the shoulder. And a wild pitch charged to Morris. And now a full count on Bo Jackson, 3-2.
The 2 wild pitches in this inning by Morris. His 12th and 13th of the season. So he's got pretty good command of his pitches, normally pretty good control. But when you're throwing that split-fingered thing, and sometimes you have a tendency to overthrow it, and the way it dives, you're going to throw some wild pitches.
So the count is filled out on Bo Jackson. He has also, Denny, surrendered 26 home runs. But remember, he pitches half the time here. Second and third, 2 out, 3-2 pitch. And Morris thought that was a strike, but ball 4, said Dale Scott. So the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for Frank White. Frank, 233, 8 home runs, 47 RBIs. Yesterday, while the boys romped, 20 hits. Frank got the day off. So here he is, well rested and ready to go. Bases loaded. 2 men out, first inning. Morris to White. A little bit outside, ball 1. Frank 3 out of 19 against the Tigers. Hit sharply but pulled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morris has surrendered with 2 men out, a single and 2 walks. And the 1-1 to Frank. Boy, he really pulled the string that time. That thing just floated in there. Talk about pulling the string on somebody.
He's got a great changeup.
Advantage Morris, the count 1-2. But he was 1-2 with Bo. Oh, and that almost got away. What a play by Heath. Mike Heath just saved a run. That was just a desperation stab for that pitch.
Morris is really fighting his grip on that ball. He just can't seem to get the hand dry. And after a while, that becomes mental. Pitcher starts worrying about the grip rather than where he's going to throw the ball and how he's going to do it.
Nubbed foul, still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brett's at third. He's singled to start this. First 2 men were retired. Danny Tartabull then walked, and so did Bo Jackson. Two and two to Frank. Little squibber. Morris, a very good fielder. And the Royals leave a trio. 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 wild pitches, and 3 men left. Half an inning in the book. Royals nothing. Tigers coming up. And the Royals defensively deploy in this fashion. Willie Wilson, remember, sitting out the final game of his suspension tonight. So an outfield of Smith, Jackson, and Tartabull from left to right. The infield, Seitzer, Jones, White, and Brett, who was the DH yesterday, back at first. Buddy Black pitching to Mike McFarland, and Buddy making his 12th start. Denny told you he has lost 4 consecutive decisions. His last win, you have to go back to the 4th of July when he beat Toronto 9-1. Buddy 4-5 as a starter, 3.36 ERA. His last start on the 30th, losing 6-3 to the Yankees, 5 innings, 8 hits, and 5 runs. He has never in his career beaten the Detroit Tigers. In fact, the Tigers are the only team that he has failed to defeat in his 5-year big league career. 0-3, 5.03 lifetime. Here's Lou Whitaker. Lou, 271, 100 hits. 12 of them homers, 40 RBIs. Good bunter. And Buddy right on target. Lou Whitaker coming off an excellent series in New York, 7 out of 14. Scored 6 runs in that series. No balls, 2 strikes. The Tigers as a team lead the American League in runs scored despite having played the fewest games, over 101. 1-2 on Whitaker. Sidearm with a breaking ball, missed. 2-2. The Tigers have also regained the home run leadership in the American League. They have 150 home runs. 2-2 pitch. Popped him up with a fastball. Ross Jones out. Lou Whitaker retired. That will bring up Bill Madlock. Madlock hitting .293 with 10 home runs, 23 RBIs. Former National League batting champion. Matter of fact, Bill 4 times won the National League batting title. Buddy right on target. As you see, Madlock likes to crowd the plate. Buddy will try to crowd him with fastballs and throw change-ups like that and breaking stuff away. And the count on Bill, 1-1. No score, bottom of the first. Jammed him with a little slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sparky Anderson watching his charges from the third base dugout. Madlock didn't want to go around, but they say that he did. Yes, sir, out of there. Madlock trying to check his swing, chase that breaking ball in the dirt, and down he goes.
Bill is still not convinced he went around here. But I think in either league, Mad Dog, that's enough.
That's all you get. McFarland had to pick it up and tag him, which he did, and now Kirk Gibson. Royals manager Bill Gardner. Both managers are former infielders. Middle infielders at that. 15 home runs, 50 RBIs for Gibson. For Gibson, Buddy will try to keep change-ups and breaking balls away and jam him with fastballs up. He is a low fastball hitter. So the fastballs to Gibson, for the most part, will be inner half and up. Right through there. Gibson had a heck of a series in New York. He was 7 out of 14 with 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Two balls, 1 strike. Gibson has hit 5 home runs in his last 17 games. Driven in 13 and scored 12, so he's hot. And got a breaking ball up and singles to right.
Well, the scouting report that we got on Kirk Gibson coming in here is that he is really staying on top of the ball well, not pulling off of it as he has a tendency to do against some left-handers when he's going bad with the bat. And you can see here he keeps the head in, gets the arms extended, and hits the ball with authority to right field.
So Gibson there with Brett. Both singled with 2 men out. The Royals ended up stranding 3. Now we'll see what the Tigers can do. Alan Trammell, the batter. Trammell, 326. Barely missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Trammell 5 out of 14 with a home run against the Royals so far this year. There's a strike, a good changeup. Let's pause for identification. This is the Royals Television Network. Denny Mathews and Denny Trease, Tiger Stadium. Breaking ball, base hit left field. And Gibson to second base and holding. And the Tigers threaten after 2 men out.
Trammell really timed this hook nicely and straightened it out. Get him stay back.
So both singles have come on breaking pitches. And here is Herndon. Larry batting .315, 30 RBIs, half a dozen home runs. Fastball, strike. Herndon, a former Giant. He is the Tigers' best pinch hitter, having gone 7 for 17 in that role, but he's a regular tonight. Runner goes to third. They follow up at second. No throw. Gibson took off for third base. And you've got to think, Denny, because Trammell broke so late that Gibson was going on his own. And all of a sudden, Trammell realizes, hey, he's got a good jump. Here I go.
Daring baseball by the Tigers. The double steal works to perfection there. Mike McFarland thought better of making a throw to third. He came up out of his crouch and came right up against the hitter, Larry Herndon, in the batter's box, and decided not to try to throw around him.
So with a double steal, now second and third, 2 out, 1-1 on Herndon. And Buddy's going to have to go to work on the hitter, and he's going to work from the windup. Good play, McFarland. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right at Bo Jackson. side retired. So the Royals leave 3, the Tigers leave 2, and after 1, no score. Solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Royals and WDAF-TV is prohibited. Both teams had a chance to score. Neither team could, so it's Balboni, Jones, and McFarland coming up against Morris in the second. Steve's average up to .215. In his last 2 games, he's 4 for 8. Couple of doubles, couple of RBIs. Started at first base yesterday, his first start since June 24. And Morris had him reaching for an off-speed pitch, strike 1. Steve Balboni in his career against the Tigers has hit 8 home runs and a .275 lifetime average. And he's had some big games in this ballpark. Skips one foul over the Tiger dugout. Strike 2. So Morris has his second strikeout. Balboni goes down. 1 away in the second. Here's Ross Jones. Ross 3 out of 8 since he joined the team with an RBI. Well stroked to center, but there's plenty of room. You can see it's 440 to dead central. And Chet Lemon gathers it in for the second out. Quickly 2 men down, and Mike McFarland, the Royals catcher, coming up. Denny, there was a little swirl of controversy surrounding Jack Morris and his manager Sparky Anderson, especially Sparky, over the final game of the series in New York yesterday. There was talk of Morris pitching on just 3 days rest. But then when the Tigers won Saturday's game, they moved Morris back to his normal 4 days of rest and start tonight. And many of the Tiger fans, some of the writers and the people who follow the Tigers were saying, well, it's a more important series against New York than the Royals. And Sparky said, well, we have to win Monday night. It's only early August. We play the Yankees 4 times here this coming weekend. What's all the excitement about?
For a change, I agree with Sparky. He says a lot of things I don't agree with, but in this case, I can't see messing with your pitching rotation, really, especially because they won the game on Saturday there. The worst they can do is lose 1 game in the standings to the Yankees on that trip. That's what happened. And they still got a lot of baseball to be played in that American League East.
McFarland belts a 2-0 pitch into left field. Gibson over quickly, and he'll keep McFarland at first. So for the second time in as many innings, Morris yields a 2-out base hit. That is Mike's 4th hit as a member of the Royals. Here's Lonnie Smith. Lonnie went after the first pitch of the game and hit one a mile high to left field. High change. Morris in his career against the Royals, 9-6. .4-2 record here. Well stroked, deep center field. Chet Lemon with room to roam. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. The Royals are stranded 4-2. To the bottom of the second we go. No score. Insurance companies. Leave it to the good hands people to insure your home, your car, your business, or your family. Allstate. 0-0. Bottom of the second. The batter, Chet Lemon. Chester in with a .270 batting average. 14 home runs, 49 RBIs. He was 5 for 11 against the Yankees, 3-game series. Hits a line drive right at Lonnie Smith. Chet had a good series against New York, but he was coming off an 0 for 18 string. And he's 0 for 1 tonight. Up comes Darrell Evans. Darrell having another good year, 22 home runs, 60 RBIs, 78 hits, and a .257 batting average. One ball, no strikes on Darrell. But he just missed the outside corner. Ball 3. Darrell Evans, a pull hitter, dead pull hitter, and played accordingly, Royals infield and outfield. And swinging 3-0. Bo Jackson to the track. And Buddy Black and the Royals heave a sigh of relief. Bo thought that it might be out. For this reason, the upper deck, right field, right center, actually hangs over the playing field. You can see Evans putting that swing on that 3-0 fastball. Now watch Bo Jackson. Mike Heath bounces one foul. It appeared for a moment, Denny, that Bo had given up on the ball, thinking it was going to drop into the upper deck. And that overhang, but came right down to him. Very close.
Darrell Evans knew from the moment he hit it, it wasn't going to go out. When you take enough swings in batting practice and hit enough balls to that same spot, you know exactly how much it takes to get it out. And Darrell knew it was not quite enough.
Yes, sir. You're fooled very seldom. 2 balls and a strike on Mike Heath. Mike hitting .292. Two balls, 2 strikes. No score. We're in the bottom of the second. Two pitch to Heath. Straight change and a base hit to left. Well, we have now played 4 half innings, and the string continues. First 2 men up, make out. Third man up in the inning, base hit. Heath at first, Darnell Coles the batter. Cole's hitting .183. Tom Brookins pulled a hamstring in New York. And they say that he is quite likely to miss all 3 games of this series, although he might be used as a pinch hitter. Darnell has had a tough time this year. Just 26 hits, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, and he's really had problems defensively.
Sparky Anderson is convinced that his problems with the bat were precipitated by the problems with his glove to begin the year. The errors just kept piling up on him, and he started stewing about that and forgot how to hit.
He bounces it foul down to third base coach Alex Grammis. Heath back to first. And then the fans got on him. One thing led to another, and here you are hitting 183.
Tigers, though, are reluctant to give up on this young man. There have been some other clubs that have inquired about his availability through trade. Still has a world of potential.
1-1 change, missed low and outside. Ball 2, strike 1. Darnell worked his way up through the Seattle system, and they figured bright young prospect, money in the bank, but fell out of favor there. Runner at first, 2 down, no score. Runner is picked off. He's out. Buddy Black picked him off. Heath had taken a couple of steps towards second, and Buddy with a good move, and in this case, good timing. And he hangs Heath out to dry. 1 hit, no runs, nobody left. And the score at the end of 2 innings, Royals nothing, Detroit nothing. Hot and humid. And a scoreless game enters the 3rd inning. Seitzer, Brett, and Tartabull coming up. And here's Denny Trease.
All right, Kevin Seitzer ended his 6-for-6 string from yesterday by striking out his first time up. Take another look at the pickoff. There goes Heath. Now he sees that he's a dead duck. Tries to scramble back to the bag, but Brett gets the tag down on him. That's the play that ended the Tigers' half of the 2nd. And we move to the 3rd inning live now with Kevin Seitzer. Jack Morris cranks it up and brings it home, way outside. The 6 straight hits by Kevin yesterday really make you appreciate the record held by Walt Dropo, the big first baseman of the Boston Red Sox, big muscular fella, who once recorded 12 straight hits. Rennie Stennett holds the single game 9-inning record with 7 hits in 1 game, but Dropo 12 straight hits altogether. A ball and 2 strikes now to Seitzer. Had him out in front, and he strikes out for the 2nd time today. Look at that thing drop.
Well, you can blame or thank Roger Craig for that, whichever your persuasion.
Morris now will go to work on George Brett, who singled to right his first time up, moved to 2nd on a wild pitch, moved to 3rd on another wild pitch, and was stranded there. And Frank White grounded out to end the inning. High and outside. No runs, 2 hits for the Royals. No runs, 3 hits for the Tigers. No errors in the game as yet. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Cardinals leading Montreal 2-0 now in the 2nd inning. Mets over Philadelphia 2-0 after 1. Morris has the sign he wants, and here it comes to George. Changeup that floats high. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. Another change, again high. The first game of a road trip has been very important to the Royals this year when they've won the first game of a trip. 3 times this year they've gone on to have a winning trip, but each of the 4 times they've started a trip with a loss, they've gone on to have a losing road trip. Joe Jones coaching at first base for the Royals tonight. He played at the University of Michigan on the same team there with Bill Freehan, the former Tiger catcher. That had to be a pretty good Wolverine club, didn't he?
Tigers have had quite a few players come out of the college ranks in the last 20, 25 years and have been vital factors in some very good Tiger teams.
Kirk Gibson, of course, played at Michigan State, but played football. 3-2 pitch to Brett. Blocked by Heath, but down low, and George is on for the second time of the game. That's the third walk issued by Jack Morris. 1 on, 1 out now for Danny Tartable, who walked his first time up.
Jim Northrup was a college player. Didn't Joe Sparma go to Ohio State?
Sure did. He played football at Ohio State, was a quarterback.
Pitcher here for the Tigers, and many others.
Royals trying to put July behind them. They were 10-18 in the month of July, the worst record in the American League, despite a great start to the month. Inside, but historically, as most of you know, August has been the Royals' best month. Hope to get it going again. 2 straight wins. Hoping for their 3rd straight for the first time since July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Cued off the end of the bat. Evans goes to second with it. A high throw, but brought down onto the bag by Trammell, and they get the lead runner. Evans never hesitated. He knew right from the start that he was going to try to cut down that lead runner.
That was a gutsy play, Den. You can see now Brett is quite close to the base. The closer the runner gets to the base, the tougher the throw. And he threw it upstairs, threw it over George, and Trammell did well to keep the toe on the base. So that was a bit of a gamble.
So with Tartable at first now and 2 out, Bo Jackson the batter. Bo walked his first time in. Off the equipment of Mike Heath, and Danny Tartable moves into scoring position. It's the 3rd wild pitch in this game by Jack Morris. He just buries this one. Bo Jackson, I'm sure, is anxious to see Dan Petrie again tomorrow night. It'll be Petrie against Danny Jackson. It was Petrie who served up some of the fattest pitches Jackson has seen all season when he had that 2-homer 7 RBI game in Kansas City. Bo came into tonight hitting .471 against Tiger pitching this year. Big swing and no contact. Bo 8 for 17 with 3 home runs against the Tigers this year. One pitch. And again, dug out by Mike Heath. Heath has earned his paycheck already. He's going to go out and talk with Jack Morris, who continues to have trouble keeping that ball out of the dirt.
Well, the pattern has been breaking balls in the dirt. The changeup, for the most part, Den, has been up.
Yep. Tigers doing some scoreboard watching from the dugout. They know that the Cleveland Indians have jumped in front of the Yankees 2-0 in the 2nd inning. Tigers starting tonight 3 games back of the Yanks. 2 balls and a strike here to Bo Jackson with Tartable at second and 2 out. Swung right through it. That got a piece of Mike Heath.
Boy, is he having a time? He's on overtime now.
Heath just happy to be back in the gear and back behind the plate. Tigers at one time this year had pretty much decided to make him a full-time outfielder. Now he's a platoon catcher along with Matt Noakes, who's had such a great rookie year. Bo Jackson strikes out to end the inning. Royals again strand a runner in scoring position. And at the end of 2.5, no score. Casio, makers of the popular TV 400, a 2-inch color handheld TV with built-in speaker and antenna. Casio, a world leader in consumer electronics. Bud Black pitching to Darnell Coles, leading off the Tiger third. Coles was up there in the bottom of the second when Bud Black picked off Mike Heath. Darnell 1 for 17 against Kansas City pitching this year. He had lost the third base job to Tom Brookins. That, by the way, is the 9th time in his career that Brookins has reclaimed the third base position with the Tigers. They keep trying to get him moved off that bag, and he just won't budge for long. Way outside. Bud Black working on 3 days rest for the first time since 1985. On that occasion, he lasted just 3 innings and was roughed up pretty good. Here comes his 2-2 pitch to Coles. Let up pitch down low. Count full now. After Coles, it's back to the top of the Tiger order for Lou Whitaker and Bill Madlock. Coles gets tired of waiting on Buddy Black. To right center field, Bo Jackson on the run and catches up to it. Bo went a long way for that ball. He was playing Coles to pull and was not playing him particularly deep. So with that ball hitting the alley in right center, Bo had to go a ways. Nice running grab. One out now for Lou Whitaker. Popped out to the shortstop, Ross Jones, his first time up. In the Tigers' win over the Yankees Saturday, Whitaker reached base 6 straight times. 4 hits, a walk, and an error. Not quite as impressive as Kevin Seitzer's day yesterday, but it'll do for openers. Inside to Lou. Quite a contingent of Royals fans on hand here in Detroit. Prairie Village residents, Richard and Jerry Ide are here. Gil and Martha Blood from Olathe, among the many rooting for the Royals here. Black's 2-0 pitch to Whitaker now. Swung on and missed. Jackson in center, playing Whitaker to pull now. He pulls it to the right side, but right at Frank White. 2 outs. Two outs and nobody on as Bill Madlock steps to the plate. Bud Black's only strikeout victim so far. Madlock really took a liking to this park when he came over here from the Dodgers. He'd always hit between 10 and 15 home runs a year over in the National League. He hit 5 homers in his first 74 at-bats with Detroit, including 3 in one game against the Orioles. His last one in that game tied the ball game in the 9th inning. The Tigers went on to win in 11. Ross Jones throws out Madlock here. The Tigers go in order, and the game is still scoreless after 3. Denny Trease along with Fred White, the Royals who plated runners by the dozen and then some yesterday. 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position here in this one, and still looking back at that first inning and wishing, Fred, that they could have moved a runner across.
I mean, it's that classic case here with Jack Morris. You get a pitcher like that on the ropes early, you really want to get to him. He was obviously not comfortable. He walked a couple of men, and the Royals got the bases loaded with 2 out, but then they couldn't capitalize. He saved him a run, saved him what would be a 4th wild pitch. He's already committed 3 in this ball game, but maybe they'll get something going.
Don't forget the 6th inning will be the Miller Lite rally inning, and for this game we picked a postcard from Blue Springs, Missouri. Frank White now to lead it off for the Royals in the fourth. Bounced one right back at Jack Morris with the bases loaded and 2 out in the opening inning. Frank's had a tough time against Tiger pitching this year. He's 3 for 20 against them. That big changeup missed the strike zone.
It's about the first one he hasn't thrown over somebody's head. He missed down with it that time. He's been missing up with that changeup, and I keep thinking one of the Royals are going to plant one of those things. So far, no.
Fastball swung on and missed. Last year, Jack Morris had an earned run average of 0.54 in the month of July, and then 5.21 in August. He really let it get away from him. Chopper to third. Darnell Coles. A good throw to Evans. And 1 out. Morris now will work to Steve Balboni. Coles, who has had problems with his throwing this year, takes a little extra step, takes his time, and puts this one on the money.
Boy, Darnell has been plagued by defensive problems, and they've been coupled this year with offensive problems.
Steve Balboni tonight making just his 6th start in the last 40 games. He is one of 4 strikeout victims by Jack Morris tonight. Bounced foul.
Problem with getting those 20 hits yesterday and facing Morris tonight is he might put you right back in a slump.
You better get him early. In 21 starts, he's gone fewer than 6 innings only once. Change up to Balboni floats high.
I still say he's going to get hurt with that pitch.
Well, he's unbeatable when he's right. He's obviously not quite right tonight, but from the 20th of April to the 24th of June this year, Morris was unbeaten in 11 consecutive starts. He hasn't lost to the Royals here since 1980. But he was 12-3 on the 4th of July this year and is winless in his 4 starts since then. 2-1 here to Balboni. Morris pitched a complete game in his last start, but lost it to Floyd Bannister and the White Sox 4-0. That's a foul ball.
Darnell Coles picked it off. Boy, it was just barely foul. Balboni just missed the outside corner of the bag.
Jose Martinez, the Royals third base coach, giving the evil eye down there to third base umpire Drew Coble. It was definitely foul.
Had it been fair, you see Cole slipping down. I've seen something rare. Balboni might have had an infield single.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Steve. Here it comes. Just did get a piece of it.
Really feeling for the ball that time.
A defensive swing. Steve has had some mammoth home runs in this park. 12 homers, 34 RBIs on the season for him. Here at 87. It's this one high and deep to left field. Gibson back. Way back, looking up, and it's gone. Steve Balboni with his 13th home run of the year, and the Royals are on the scoreboard. Jack Morris has just given up his 27th home run of the season. And I don't think Balboni got quite all that.
I don't think he did either. The ball didn't come off the bat that well. It didn't seem to, but it carried very well. It was hit very high and just kept going, kept going. There's a little breeze blowing in that direction, but the stadium is double-decked. You don't expect much help from the wind, but boy, Morris made a mistake right out over the plate, and Balboni did get on it. He's so strong, he can almost just get the ball on the bat and throw it out of here, didn't he?
You see the effort there by Chester Lemon, the center fielder.
Jumped on top of that scoreboard and tried to catch him, make a catch, although Calderon, who made one for the White Sox in here.
Ross Jones batting now, flied to center field his first time up. Royals on top 1-0, taking the lead on the Balboni homer here in the 4th. Jones had an ocean, held up, and took a strike. Ross, a former #1 draft choice of the Dodgers back in 1980. Played his college ball at my alma mater, the University of Miami, Florida. He really had a consistent season in the minors. Little looper, shallow left. Going to be trouble for Kirk Gibson, but he's on the run to make the grab. Ball seemed to hang up there. Gibson able to run it down.
How did a good farm boy from Ohio pick Miami?
I don't know. It's the first time I'd ever been out of the state of Ohio.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you throw a dart or what?
Mike McFarland hitting now with 2 out. Mike played college ball at Santa Clara University out in California. Since being called up with the Royals, he's hit 188. Still looking for his first big league home run. Single to left, his first time up in this ball game. High pop. Alan Trammell calling everybody off. And the shortstop makes the play. The Royals are done in the 4th, but they score on the solo home run by Steve Balboni and take the lead 1-0 after 3.5. One of our sponsors tonight is your participating Bryant dealer. Call him for details about 1 month's free electricity. Here come the Tigers in the 4th. It'll be Kirk Gibson, Alan Trammell, and Larry Herndon. They're 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Gibson singled sharply to right his first time up there. He is the big reason they have come alive since we saw them last. Gibson missed the first 24 games after tearing a muscle in his side in batting practice, coming off that great series in New York over the weekend when he went 7 for 14 with a couple of home runs. The Tigers, by the way, lead the American League in the home run race. They've hit 150 as a team. 15 of them belong to this man Gibson. We told you at one point in early May, the Tigers as a team were batting .239, but over their next 29 games, they hit .306 as a team and really haven't looked back since. Bud Black ready with the 0-1 to Gibson. Fastball at the knees, but inside. Dale Scott calling the balls and strikes tonight. Don Denkinger of World Series fame at first, Larry McCoy at second, and Drew Coble at third base. Two balls and a strike now. The hits are even at 3 apiece, but the big one belongs to the Royal Steve Balboni. A 1-out home run in the 4th. Royals handled the Tigers with ease back in April, beat them 4 out of 5 games. Off the end of the bat, Bud Black bounces off the mound and fires out Gibson. That is one intense baseball player, Fred.
Did you see a speech about the Yankees and playing in Yankee Stadium and who they were missing?
Didn't seem to care that Ricky Henderson or Willie Randolph were out of the lineup. He gave a rather impassioned speech about the fact we can beat anybody they throw out there. He let it be known he feels the Tigers are a much better club than the Yankees. Trammell just blasts one, but foul to left. Just a little out in front, but he certainly had the distance. Trammell's had 2 separate seasons himself this year. In his first 21 games, he hit .260 with 1 home run. In his next 21 games, he hit .435 with 5 homers, and he's been hot ever since. There's a pretty good reading on Black here, but luckily for Bud, he has been out in front of these swings. 0-2 the count. See if Blackie will try to get him to go for a pitch out of the strike zone here. They move the target away, and it's way upstairs. You know, in the entire decade of the 1970s, only one American League shortstop hit as high as 300. It was Louis Aparicio of the White Sox. Now, there's a bunch of them above 300. As a matter of fact, 4 of the top 10 hitters in the American League right now, including Alan Trammell, are shortstops. Julio Franco, Tony Fernandez, Scott Fletcher of Texas, also in amongst the top swingers in the league. Fouled out of play.
That would shock some old-timers to hear that stat, wouldn't it? It used to be a position you'd give away offense to get good defense.
Not anymore.
Now with the likes of Ripken and the group you mentioned, there's some pretty good offensive players there.
Trammell himself was kind of an opposite field dink hitter when he first came up. Didn't have much power. Now he does. Has his 15 homers and 63 runs batted in would suggest. A lot of people thought Sparky Anderson was making a mistake when he moved Trammell into the cleanup spot this year, but Allen has responded well. 2-2 pitch from Black, line to right, past Frank White. A one-out single for Trammell. Excuse me, Freddie, his second hit of the night.
Well, what you saw there was a clinic by just a guy who has become a very good hitter. He did not give in. He just took what was offered. Watch what he does with this pitch here. Boom, just shot it to right field.
He's telling George Brent how he did it now as Larry Herndon comes to the plate. Herndon lined out to center field back in the first. Larry Herndon, the top pinch hitter on the Tiger squad, getting a start in right field tonight. He's 7 for 17, .412 average as a pinch hitter for Sparky Anderson. Bud Black keeping Trammell close. Dick Trzaskowski, the first base coach, saying that was a balk. The first base umpire, Don Denkinger, said no, it wasn't. Trzaskowski still jawing at him over there. A let-up pitch from Bud Black. Over for a strike, 1-1. I told you, Bud Black 0-4 lifetime against the Tigers, and 3 of his 4 losses have been to Jack Morris. Buddy, as you know, was not scheduled to start tonight. Danny Jackson was, but because he's still serving his suspension, he had to back up one night. Jackson will go tomorrow evening against Dan Petrie here. Down too low.
Trzaskowski is still barking at the first base umpire, Don Denking, over Bud Black's move. But that goes on a lot. You always claim balk when the guy throws over. You don't always, but you often do.
Again, the throw to first, little soft toss, and Trammell back easily. Trammell can beat you in a lot of ways. Doesn't have great speed, but he is a good base runner.
Well, he's stolen 11 and only been caught twice, so when he goes, he's got a great chance of making it.
And yet another throw over there. Trammell hoping he can divert enough of Bud Black's attention that he'll groove one for Larry Herndon. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, way high and outside. Bud Black just 1-4 since coming off the disabled list on the 4th of July after that arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Gave up 2 hits in the first, 1 in the second. Got the Tigers in order in the third. Trammell has a 1-out single here in the fourth. Wednesday night here, we'll be televising for you again. Brett Saberhagen, 15-6 against Walt Terrell, 8-8. 3 balls and a strike now to Herndon. He lost him. First free pass of the night issued by Bud Black. Tigers at first and second with 1 out for Chet Lemon, who lined to left, leading off the second inning. Lemon's had a good year. Already has more home runs, 14, than he did all of last year when he hit a dozen. At one point in the month of July, Chet Lemon reached base safely in 17 of 22 at-bats. Included in there were 7 straight hits, and he was hit by a pitch to reach safely 8 straight times and 17 times in 22 at-bats. Bud Black not happy with Dale Scott. He thought time was called a little late.
Denny Lemon's not an easy guy to strike out. He has grounded into a half-dozen double plays this year. His first time up tonight, he lined it to left. Boy, Black would love to get a ground ball at somebody here.
You can see Chester gets right on top of the plate. He gets hit a lot. Off the fist foul.
You noticed every one of these Tiger hitters right on top of the plate, they don't have a hitter who backs off the plate or stands far back.
Bud Black, hoping tonight to improve his record to 5-6, came into the game with an earned run average of 3.15. Bo Jackson in center, playing Chester Lemon to pull. Fastball away. Two on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Royals lead 1-0 on Steve Balboni's home run. Now the 1-1 to Lemon. Gary Blaylock perhaps has spotted something. A little flaw in Bud Black's delivery. He's walking slowly to the mound. Bud working on 3 days rest. Bud did just go 5 innings in his last start at Yankee Stadium.
Little heart-to-heart here. Gary Blaylock with his hand on Bud Black's shoulder, and Bud nodding yes to whatever it is Gary's saying. Much as anything, maybe just giving Bud Black a little breather right here. Maybe a little reminder about something mechanical. Sometimes when they're going bad like that, Denny, you just like to see them break up the rhythm and go out and get them, talk to them, let them stand and think about it for a moment.
The Tigers this year haven't done all that well against southpaw pitching. They are 6-8 against left-handers, 26-11 against right-handers here at Tiger Stadium.
Whatever that talk was about, there was no great alarm because there's nobody working in the Royals bullpen right now.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3 balls and a strike. Black reaches down for a handful of dirt, throws it down in disgust, and goes for the rosin bag.
Now here comes a very dangerous pitch. Chet Lemon now up 3-1 in the count, can afford to look for a pitch and a location. Bud Black has to throw a strike or load the bases, can't afford to make it too good, so this could be a big pitch in the ballgame right here.
Left-hand hitting power hitter Darrell Evans would be next. Lemon takes that 3-1 pitch, and it's in there.
Where was that pitch? Like it was right down the middle.
Yep.
And Lemon took it.
Don't wait for him to take another one in that same spot. 3-2 here, 2 on and 1 out. The payoff from Bud Black. The runner's going. Seitzer steps on third, throws across, bounces it to Brett, who digs it out beautifully, and that's the inning. The double play gets them out of it. For the Tigers in the fourth, No runs, a hit, a walk, 1 man left. Royals still lead 1-0 through 4. Station identification. This is the Royals Television Network. Top of the order coming up for the Royals here in the 5th. Lonnie Smith, Kevin Seitzer, and then George Brett. Here's the play that got him out of it, Fred.
Well, Kevin Seitzer made a nice stop right there. Then knew he had a lot of time, but remember he's bothered a little bit by his left hand. Whether it affected him, he kind of looked like he cringed a little bit when the ball got him in the glove, but he got it out of there and through, and George Brett helped him to the other end, digging out the low throw.
Here's Lonnie Smith, who has flied out twice. Once a drive of about 400 feet to center field. It's 440 to dead center here at Tiger Stadium. The only place in the majors you can hit a ball that far without hitting it out of the park. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Royals facing all right-handers in this series. Morris tonight, Dan Petrie tomorrow, and then Walt Terrell. They will not see Frank Tanana, who's been pitching extremely well for the Tigers. Beat Seattle on the 17th of July on 84 pitches, did Tanana. Smith whacks one foul.
84.
Only took him 2 hours and I think 9 minutes to put him away, which anymore is a remarkably fast ball game. Average in the American League now about 250, I think. Los Angeles Dodgers just powdering Cincinnati tonight by a score of 12-0 through 4 innings. Mike Marshall has hit a grand slam in that ball game. The New York Mets scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in the fourth, and lead the Phillies 8-0 through 4. On the outside corner, Lonnie didn't think so, but down he goes. Jack Morris has his 5th strikeout.
Take another look at the pitch. You can umpire a little bit if you want to. That was good enough for the plate umpire, Dale Scott. So Morris hanging tough and battling here. At times in this game has not looked as comfortable probably as he would like to, but he's within 1 run.
Kevin Seitzer 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Just been informed by our AD that he's been filling in our score sheet in a different manner than to which we are accustomed, Fred, and the Mets didn't score 2 in each of those innings. They simply lead 2-0 through 4 innings. He's going on
I thought they were having a great night.
not a cumulative score as we are used to. So the Dodgers didn't score 5 in the third and 5 in the fourth either. We don't know what the score is. 5-0 through 4 innings. The Dodgers lead Cincinnati. Sorry about that.
Well, Mike Marshall does have the grand slam. It's his 12th home run of the year.
We'll clean up our score sheet and see if we can decipher all this.
You get to the point in life where you don't want him to change things anymore.
That's right. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Seitzer. Back at Morris. And Kevin 0 for 3 after his 6 for 6 day yesterday.
Kevin, you can see there with that bad left hand all taped up, just trying to guide the bat through the strike zone and hit the ball back up the middle. You can't roll that left wrist or hand over and really pop the bat. He's just trying to swing the thing.
Here's write a book, though. How to go 6 for 6 when you're less than 100% healthy. George Brett 1 for 1 tonight, a single to right and a walk.
To see George get something done here. His numbers have been all right, but I think he'll tell you he has not been swinging the bat well. But he and Hal McRae have been looking at a lot of videotape.
Extended his hitting streak to 8 straight games with that 2-out single in the first.
And that might have been about as good a swing as he's put on a ball in a couple of weeks, Denny.
Back foul over our heads. Doesn't take much to get it back over our heads here in Detroit. We're right on top of the action. Best place in baseball from which to broadcast a game, Fred.
Well, it really is. You're in so close to the plate. Like George had another good swing there, too. The only problem being this close, you can get a foul ball in your lap in a hurry, too.
3-1 now. Fred was going to put on the catching gear to do the game tonight, but it's a little warm for that.
We were talking with about Jamie Quirk for the game. I was just wondering, nobody ever thought of that before. You could wear a catcher's mask up here. Put on a helmet.
George throws the bat away after drawing his second walk of the night. So he's been on 3 straight times. Royals have had a base runner in every inning so far. Danny Tartable, the batter.
Jack Morris kind of standing off to one side of the mound. You can see him there glaring at the plate umpire, Dale Scott. He was working carefully to Brett, but apparently he did not feel that was ball 4. But Denny, we're back to that position again where somebody has to make somebody pay for not throwing George Brett strikes. Danny Tartable hitting in the 4 spot behind him here tonight.
Danny walked his first time up, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He's been in scoring position twice. The Royals are 0 for 2 with men in scoring position tonight. Tartable got there both times on a wild pitch. Morris has uncorked 3 of them in the game. His 12th, 13th, and 14th wild pitches of the year.
I think Danny hasn't done a lot of lately is hit the ball to the opposite field. He has good power to the opposite field. He could get it out of this park easily to right.
Pulls it just foul. It's 325 down the line to right field here. Ball carries well. 340 to the left field foul pole. One and one the count to Tartable. Brett with a conservative lead. And 2-1 now. Hit a fastball past the diving Alan Trammell, and the Royals have 2 runners aboard now with 2 out. So it'll be Bo Jackson's turn to hit with a runner in scoring position.
Boy, here's again where you'd love to see him get to Morris as you watch Tartable shoot that thing past Trammell. The Royals have had base runners in every inning, Denny. They've had Morris on the brink a couple of times, and Balbone's only home run, the only damage done off of him so far.
Bo struck out with Danny Tartable at second base and 2 out, ending a Royals threat in the 3rd. He also walked to load the bases in the 1st inning, but then Frank White hit a comebacker to Morris, and the Tigers slipped out of that one. The hits even now at 4 apiece. Royals leading the game 1-0 on the Balboni homer. Bo went around.
Did something right there he can't afford to do. He gave a swing away. Looks like he's using maybe one of Hal McRae's bat. It's like a smaller bat than he usually swings.
It definitely does look smaller, doesn't it? I just noticed it. Well, now it's Bo's turn to complain. He wasn't thrilled with the call. He thought it was inside. 0-2.
There it is again. Morris looked like he backed it up right on the corner. Morris really unhappy. He kind of caught his spikes. He looked like throwing a breaking ball and stumbled off to the side of the mound and takes another look at his hand. Now wants timeout. Going to the rosin bag on his pitching hand. Apparently getting a lot of perspiration, I would guess, the way he's been acting tonight. He keeps wiping that hand and arm off.
With 2 out and 2 on here, Danny Tartable is able to get a huge lead away from first base. Darrell Evans playing way behind him and over towards second, a long, long ways. So if Bo Jackson could hit the ball in either corner of this park, Tartable could probably score from first base. But Bo goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Jack Morris. Again, the Royals leave a couple and strand a runner in scoring position. Halfway through in Detroit, Royals 1, Tigers 0. Head. It lets you choose the water flow from pulsating to gently soothing. The pulsation shower head from Moen. Here we go to the bottom of the 5th, and Fred White.
Thank you, Denny. Terrell Evans leads it off. He was out on a drive to deep center field his first time up. Bud Black got behind in the count. And threw a 3-1 pitch that Evans drove to center that Bo Jackson ran down. Now the first pitch to him misses, 1-0. Hits even at 4. The Royals have the 1-run lead on the strength of Balbone's home run. Now a ball and a strike. Minnesota at California tonight. Joe Niekro against Mike Witt. Seattle's at Oakland with Morgan against Andujar later on. Two and one. Mile of room out there, and Bo Jackson using up some of it is back to make the catch. Evans out on a fairly routine fly ball to center field, and it's one out, nobody on to Mike Heath. Heath singled his first time up tonight. Denny, so far this year, all you've had to do is look at the first game of a road trip to see how the Royals are going to do. It's been a very good indicator.
It definitely has been the barometer. If they win the first one, they win the trip. Lose the first one, lose the trip. It's that simple.
In 7 road trips, it's gone that way. 3 times they've won the first game, had a good trip. 4 times they've lost the first game, had a bad trip. Sharply hit. Kind of a tough hop, but Seitzer stays with it. The throw high, but Brett comes down on the bag. And Mike Heath is out third to first. Now 2 out to the number 9 hitter, Darnell Coles. Seitzer stayed with kind of a tough hop that time. The ball came up a little bit, and he uncorked a high throw, but George with plenty of time with Heath running.
Veritable ballerina over there, isn't he? Went up and got it nicely.
Tell you what, he's already made some plays at first base we haven't seen for a while. How about the old timers game on Saturday? How about the play John Mayberry made, Cookie Rojas, Paul Blair, and Elliot Maddox? There were some. That might have been the best defensive plays I've ever seen made in an old timers game.
John Mayberry could always do it around the bag, couldn't he?
Then he hit the 2-run home run, which has just delighted the crowd. That was fun. Good to see that bunch of guys back. One and 0 to Darnell Coles. Out on the fly to center, his first time up. Darnell hitting 182 now with 4 home runs. Strike 1-1. After the 3 games here, the Royals are off on Thursday. Then they play 3 in Boston over the weekend and come right back home to face the Yankees and the Tigers. A couple of Royal nights coming up on the next homestand. High fly ball, shallow center. Bo Jackson there. Should be the inning, and is. So Bud Black gets him 1-2-3 in the 5th. On we go. Royals 1 and the Tigers nothing. Along with Denny Trease, we've got a real ball game going. 1-0 Royals as they come to bat in the 6th against Jack Morris, and very tight, tense duel going on here right now.
Royals, though, have already let some chances get away against Jack Morris. Steve Balboni did take him deep for the lead, but I talked to several Royals before this game who were concerned, Fred, about the fact that they've had a history this season of scoring big one day and then maybe going several days without getting much done at all offensively, and that may be a pattern that's developing here.
Well, consistency is one thing that the club has lacked so far this year. You'd like to see them get it going here tonight. Now Frank White will lead it off here. There's the change for a strike. 1 strike to Frank. He has grounded out to the mound and grounded up to third so far in this game tonight. This is the Miller rally inning. Tell you about that after the pitch. 1-1 to Frank. If the Royals score in this inning, we'll be sending a 19-inch General Electric color TV with remote control to Michael Joplin in Blue Springs, Missouri. If the Royals don't score, we'll still send a Royals team jacket. Missed. 2-1 to Frank. To enter the Miller Lite Rally Inning Contest, simply send a postcard. No envelopes, a postcard with your name, address, telephone number, and jacket size. We'll give you the address in a moment. First, Jack Morris 2-1 pitch to Frank. driven to left field and well hit. Back goes Kirk Gibson, and Frank White has planted this thing off the facing of the upper deck, and it's 2-0 Royals. Number 9 for Frank White. His 48th run driven in. That is the 28th home run surrendered by Jack Morris this year, and Frank White steps on the plate. The Royals lead 2-0. And Michael Joplin in Blue Springs, Missouri has a new television set. To enter the Miller Lite Rally inning contest, we'll tell you in a minute. Look at the pitch again. He went out and got one right over the plate. Looks like that ball backed up over the plate on Morris. Frank White just got all over it. Here's Balboni, who hit a home run earlier. 1 strike. Here's how to do that. Send your postcard to WDAF-TV, 3030 Summit, Kansas City, Missouri, 64108. There's Frank. One ball, 1 strike to Balboni now. Royals have 5 hits. 2 of them have left the park.
Jim True.
Down too low. Denny, it's to Jack Morris' everlasting credit that he has never looked comfortable tonight, but he's only down 2-0 in this ball game and has only given up 5 hits. He's been charged with 3 wild pitches. He's fought his control at times. But that's what kind of a competitor he is.
He is a survivor. 28 home runs he's given up now.
Balboni did not get the good swing on that one and didn't get it all, and Gibson's going to gather it in shallow left. 1 out, and now Ross Jones will be up there. So Balboni 1 for 3 tonight as he heads back to the dugout. His home run back in the 4th put the Royals in front 1-0. There you see Bones a little unhappy with himself. Ross Jones has been out on the fly to center and out on the fly to left tonight. Strike call. At the airport this morning, Denny, I ran into John Wathen's wife, Nancy. She was out to pick up the boys that had been with John on a road trip. Tell you a story in a second. 1 strike pitch. Jones fouls it off, and she said, I heard you say the other day that he was swinging the bat like Duke the first day up. He got a couple of hits to the opposite field. I said, yeah. She said, well, John, when he sent him up, told him, don't try to pull the ball in Royal Stadium and you'll be all right. And he's really followed that advice well. He's hit the ball hard up the middle, hard to left center, hard to right field.
His first 2 hits in a Royal uniform were both down the right field line.
But after a pitch up that time, it goes down on strikes, and that is strikeout number 7 now for Jack Morris. And McFarland will be up with 2 out, nobody on.
I've watched Ross Jones quite a bit in batting practice, so Fred, and he has a quick enough bat and a batting style that enables him to jerk the ball when he has to. He can definitely pull it, and will probably pull the ball a great deal more than John Wathen did, but that was John's advice. Don't try to in Royal Stadium. Use the park.
He may as well. McFarland 1 for 2 tonight. Up too high. But John's getting along well. He has sent some players to the big leagues to help the Royals already this year. Here's one of them. Change up, strike, 1-1. The Royals will have to make a decision on Wednesday on catchers when Jamie Quirk comes off the disabled list. There's the changeup popped up. He tried to wait, and Darnell Coles in foul territory gathers it in. That's the inning, but the Royals got a run on Frank White's home run. And now we'll go to the bottom of the 6th in Detroit. Royals 2, Tigers nothing. We go to the bottom of the 6th at Tiger Stadium. Bud Black will face the top of the order. Lou Whitaker, Bill Madlock, and Kurt Gibson. With the Royals in front 2-0. Inside 1-0. Lou Whitaker sporting some spiffy new orange batting gloves. All the rest of the Tigers wear either blue or black. Lou's out in orange tonight. 1-0 pitch. Strike call, 1-1. Lou has popped to the shortstop and grounded to second tonight. Black has handled Whitaker and Madlock at the top of the order so far. Ooh, just missed. Black was sure he had a strike. He has questioned Dale Scott a couple of times tonight. It's going to find the gap. Whitaker around first, on his way to second. Jackson gets it back in, and a leadoff double for Lou Whitaker. He never fought the pitch, just drove it the other way. And now dangerous hitter Bill Madlock will be up there. There's Whitaker at second.
Well, you got it right on. He just served it out there, Fred. Went with the pitch.
Just a good hitter. Now Madlock, 0 for 2 tonight. I mentioned earlier that so far tonight, the Black had been able to handle Whitaker and Madlock. He needs to get Madlock here in a tough situation. Black not quite ready, started to go and then broke contact. It's now even at 5. There'll be trouble, and Lonnie Smith's going to make the catch on the run. Throws behind Whitaker, but he gets back in time. Good running catch by Lonnie Smith in left, and now 1 out. With Kurt Gibson coming up, Whitaker had to really scramble to get back.
Whitaker's legs are bothering him. He did not go to the All-Star game, although he was picked as a backup at his position. Lonnie Smith bouncing the throw in there, and Whitaker able to dive head first back in, but his legs are definitely bothering him.
You see George Steinbrenner's blast about Whitaker not going to the All-Star game this morning? He's always threatening to do something. Now he's threatened to not let the Yankees go to the All-Star game.
George is upset because his own star, Dave Winfield, played 12 innings in the All-Star game and hasn't hit all that well since then.
And Randolph had to play and then later had knee surgery. But come on, George, don't be saying such ridiculous things. You're not going to pull your players out of the All-Star game. Some guys can't stand the limelight. George can't stand the shadows. He's got to get out there. Here's Gibson, 1 for 2. Single in the first, bounced out to the pitcher in the fourth. Tough hitter right now. He's on a hot streak. And you have to be concerned about his power here in the stadium. Breaking ball missed, 1-0. Gibson has 8 hits in his last 16 at bats. Missed away, breaking ball, 2-0. Now what do you do?
I'd pitch him very, very carefully, Ollie.
Yes. Foul back.
That was a little too good, I think.
I think Gibson missed his pitch and knows it. And now the count 2-1. Two and two. So Black has come back from 2-0. On occasion, Bud Black will drop down on a left-handed hitter, throw sidearm. See if he can get him giving ground and throw sidearm out in the outside corner. See if he does it here. Yep. Didn't work. Great stop by Brett, though. Oh, what a play on both ends of it. Brett and Black. What a tremendous play by Brett at first base, and now there are 2 men out. Whitaker goes to third.
Watch it again. George Brett diving. The backhand stab. Now he throws this one hard. Bud Black gets the glove up, though. He led him perfectly. Got the foot on the bag ahead of Gibson. Well done by both men.
Oh, that is such a big play at the moment anyway, because otherwise it's either 2-1 or 2-0 with 2 men on. That looked like a base hit headed for right field. Black did drop down on him, and it didn't phase Gibson. He yanked the ball and hit it hard. Oh, what a play by Brett and by Black getting over there to take the throw. Now here's Trammell with the runner at third, 2 out. Trammell is 2 for 2 tonight with a couple of singles. Whitaker at third and Trammell at the plate. They came up through the minor leagues together. They broke into the big leagues together. And their numbers throughout their careers have been so close it's almost scary. Too low, 2-0. So now Bud Black behind Alan Trammell. Tough man to be behind. Tough enough to be ahead of. 3-0. Missed with a breaking ball inside.
This part of their lineup, you just cannot afford to get behind one hitter after another. He was 2-0 to Kirk Gibson, now 3-0 to Trammell. Sooner or later, Fred, it's going to catch up to you.
You can't make a living pitching behind big league hitters. Bud Black working on 3 days rest, beginning to get behind a few now. Now 2 on. The tying runs are on for Larry Herndon. That is the second walk given by Bud Black. And Bud's still just a little bit unhappy with the plate umpire, Dale Scott. Billy Gardner at the corner of the dugout. Jose Martinez next to him. Nothing doing in the Royals bullpen yet. Here comes Larry Herndon. Larry Herndon has lined to center and walked tonight. A dangerous right-handed hitter with enough power to hurt you in his ballpark. He has given up some power for average this year. He came into the game hitting .315 with a half dozen home runs. Runners at first and third, 2 out, the bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Royals. Talked about Trammell earlier. He can steal a base. He's stolen 11 and been caught only twice. One strike. It's back and out of play.
One of those times that Trammell was caught stealing, he was trying to steal third in the 9th inning and was thrown out at third base. He called it the stupidest play he has ever made as a big leaguer. Tigers ended up losing that ball game by 1 run, and he was thrown out at third trying to steal in the 9th inning.
Up and in, moved him back a bit, and now the count, a ball and a strike. Larry Herndon. Is ready. So's Bud Black. Change up, fouled back, and it's 1-2. So now Blackie has a little bit of working room here, and Herndon's going to take a little walk away from the plate and think it over. Bud Black has pitched extremely well. On just 3 days rest, we're in the bottom of the 6th. Hits even at 5, and the Royals leading 2-0. 2 on for the Tigers here with 2 out. He got Herndon in the first with 2 on and 2 out. Foul ball. Black taking a look down at Mike McFarland that time, his catcher. Herndon hit it hard, but yanked it foul.
I don't know if it'll show up on the replay, but Kevin Seitzer leaped in the air and made his own foul call on this. Watch that. Get over there. It's a foul ball.
Still a ball and 2 strikes to the dangerous Larry Herndon. Change up, popped him up. Brett racing down in foul territory, has room, and the inning is over. He got him with a changeup. Herndon fouls out to first. No runs, a hit, a walk, 2 left, and after 6, still 2-0 Royals. Extend the Good Hands Award to Kevin Seitzer for his good hands, one of which is taped up right now. And in Seitzer's name, Allstate will be sponsoring 120 kids from Spofford Home for Children and Genesis School to an upcoming Royals game. You look at Seitzer's second home run from yesterday's ball game here in his 6-for-6 day. And Kevin Seitzer gets the Good Hands Award, in spite of the fact that one of them has tape on it. It's hurting him a little bit. What would he do with 2 good hands? Lonnie Smith with a count of 1 strike. Lonnie tonight is 0 for 3. Out on the fly to left, out on the fly to center. And he was called out on strikes. Off the plate, 1-1. 2-0 Royals. We're in the top of the 7th. Solo home runs from Steve Balboni and Frank White. Good breaking ball from Morris, and now the count 1-2.
You can tell, though, that Lonnie Smith is really seeing the ball well now, Fred. He's taking some good swings up there.
Has a 5-game hitting streak on the line here. That ball is ripped, but it's going to hook foul. There's one of them you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. When this guy gets hot, he can spray base hits with the best of them.
Well, if he can put together a week or 2, I think you could see the Royals offense get a little more consistent. When he's on base, he can make things happen. If he can keep his hot streak going, George gets going, Willie comes back and does something, times could be better for the Royals. August traditionally has been a good month for the Royals. So let's hope history repeats. Jammed him that time. Morris racing Smith to the bag and beats him, and there's 1 gone. Play goes 3-1. Lonnie Smith out for the 4th time tonight.
Morris is not going to give up on that let-up pitch of his. That time he shook off his catcher, Mike Heath, and came back with it. 2 gutsy pitching performances tonight. Neither pitcher really has his best stuff, Fred, but they are hanging in there.
Well, they're both showing you the benefit of experience. Now Kevin Seitzer, who has struck out twice and grounded out to the mound. Kevin at .321 with 9 home runs. Kevin Seitzer has 132 hits. The Royals have 58 games left after tonight. He has an outside chance. It would take a heck of a finish for him. He could conceivably make a run at 200. That would be a bunch of hits in that many ball games.
Well, many more 6-hit days and he'd be there in no time.
Well, yeah, all he needs is, what, 11 and a half of those, 11 and a third. One and 2. And he has not had a good reading on Jack Morris tonight. Fred in the on-deck circle. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Jack Morris simply hanging tough. 25,781. The paid attendance here at Tiger Stadium tonight. Royals opening a 6-game road trip. There's a base hit for Kevin Seitzer. Well, talk about hanging tough. He was 0 for 3, struck out twice and had a ground ball back to the mound. Then stayed with that pitch down in the count 1-2 and drove it into left field. So now let's dream a bit and see if George can loosen this thing up a little.
Jack Morris just owned Kevin Seitzer out away off that outside part of the plate. Got a pitch over the plate that time, and Kevin drives it to left.
Well, Evans has got some kind of a bandage on the left side of his head. You saw him at first base there. Brett is singled. He has walked twice tonight. High and outside, 1-0. Morris has pitched him very, very carefully. First time up, Brett ripped a single into right field. Then walked into third, walked into fifth. Pretty good cut. Missed, and the count 1-1. The outfield straight away and very deep. Seitzer's lead. Evans trying to hold him. Fouled off. Tell us that bandage on Evans' head came from a bad throw from Trammell in New York that hit him in the head, cut him up a little bit. One and two to Brett now. Change up, had him reaching, and he pops it up foul. Boy, he is staying with that pitch, and George is really upset with himself as he heads back to the dugout.
Jack Morris just has the perfect motion for a changeup. He pulls that ball down from straight over the top, and the change looks exactly like his fastball motion.
Well, I
he
swear,
gets mileage out of it.
It would take some courage to throw that, but he did, and he got by with it. He pulled the string on Brett, who fouls out, and George was angry with himself when he went back to the dugout. So now it's up to Tartable if the Royals bail something out here in this inning. Seitzer at first with 2 out. Danny 1 for 2 tonight, has singled and walked. Bounced into a 3-6 force out his other time up. Well, you're right. Morris is going to stay with that changeup. He's a power pitcher. When he pulls the string on you, he usually has you out in front of it a little bit. I keep thinking he's going to get hurt with it. He hasn't. Seitzer can't advance. Heath kept the ball in front of him. Did you see what Ken Kaiser said about Mike Heath when Hudson threw behind him and he threw Hudson out of the game? Here's the pitch again. Ken Kaiser said, "I told Heath, stay there, I'll take care of this." He said, "You know, he gets a little crazy once in a while." And then he said, "Don't print that." He said, "Oh, go ahead, I already told him that anyway." Down too low, and this time Seitzer will advance as Heath can't keep it in front of him. Morris has been charged, or will be charged, I'm sure, with his 4th wild pitch of the ball game. His 15th of the year. Ball hit the plate and came up that time on Heath.
Dangerous throw by Mike Heath. Off balance, falling down.
Not sure why he made the throw. He didn't have a chance to get Seitzer, but he did. I'm not sure what the record for number of wild pitches in a game is. I doubt that Morris is anywhere near it. Now he's looking at his hand again, fighting off that perspiration, but he's been charged with 4 of them here tonight, and none of them have hurt him.
The two teams at the moment are a collective 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Royals 0 for 3, Tigers 0 for 4. Now the Royals are 0 for 4.
Trammell gets him, and that's the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left to the bottom of the 7th. Royals 2, Tigers nothing. Royals still leading 2-0. Bud Black will face Chet Lemon, Darrell Evans, and Mike Heath here, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Promotional consideration from Yashica, the makers of the new 230 autofocus single lens reflex camera with the new innovative trap focus. Yashica 230 AF SLR is available at Camera America. First pitch to Lemon outside, ball 1. Denny across the lake. Tom Candiotti has something going for the Indians.
No hitter through 7 innings against the Yanks.
Strike call, 1-1. You know who the last guy that threw a no-hitter against the Yankees was?
Hoyt Wilhelm, wasn't it?
Hoyt Wilhelm, back in the 50s. It's been years. 2-0 Cleveland tonight. Candiotti with a no-hitter through 7. But neither Pagliarulo nor Pasqua has hit their conventional late-inning home run that they've been doing so much of later yet either. Joe Carter not playing for the Indians. He's on the disabled list. Broken hand hit by a pitch. Second time that he's been plunked and injured lately. 1-1 pitch. Outside 2-1. Change up missed. 3-1 to Lemon. Bud Black kind of snapping at the ball as it comes back. Lemon is lined to left and grounded into a double play tonight. 5-3. Ball 4. He walked him. Third walk given by Bud Black tonight. And they're going to go to work in the Royal bullpen immediately.
Well, here comes the guy that really scares me now, Fred. Darrell Evans. This guy really doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. 17 straight years Darrell Evans has hit in double figures in home runs, as you see John Davis going to work with Jerry Don Gleaton, the left-hander. Darrell Evans, time after time, comes up there and gets good swings, even tonight against the southpaw Bud Black.
I'm sure he's done it, but I don't remember ever seeing Darrell Evans giving it bat away. Tonight, he's been on fly balls to center field twice. Royals play him deep into pull. That ball is ripped toward the corner, and it's fair. Evans at third base. They're going to stop him, and Evans will be at second. And with nobody out, the Tigers have the tying runs in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that's why he scares you, Denny.
Some kind of swing. His numbers aren't all that different, really, from your Reggie Jackson. And look how much more ink Reggie has had over the years than Darrell Evans.
Well, he's just a good hitter.
First man ever to hit 40 home runs in each league. Now, that's something.
Yeah.
It's a great feat, but you don't hear much about it.
Is he the oldest player ever to hit 40?
Uh-huh.
Look at this ball, just shot down into the corner. 2-0 Royals, but runners at second and third, nobody out. Mike Heath is in there. He is singled and grounded out. Change up high, 1-0. Remember, Black's working on 3 days rest here, and we're in the bottom of the 7th on a muggy night in Detroit. So it's possible that Black is tiring. Good stop by McFarland to count 2-0.
Well, that's a big save by Mike McFarland. He really dug it out nicely.
If he doesn't make that stop, it's 2-1 with the tying run at third, and now comes Gary Blaylock now to have a talk with Bud Black. So the Royals still have the lead, but they're hanging by a thread right now. The hit's even at 6.
Well, this is a kind of a situation, Fred, where you really need a strikeout, and Bud Black has not been a strikeout pitcher tonight, has only one. 6 is his strikeout high in any game this year.
And here's a guy, and Sparky Anderson's getting a lot out of the platoon of Heath and Matt Milks at the catching spot. Play held up for a moment as the ball got away from the bullpen. So Black in a dangerous spot here with Heath. Darnell Cole's in the on-deck circle. Good breaking ball, got the inside corner, 2-1. Infield back, they'll give up a run for an out here. High bouncer foul, and Black is back to even at 2-2. Sparky Anderson. Come on, Spark. It's not that bad. There you go. Check swing foul, still 2-2. Had him towel tied up with a pitch in on him that time. Still 2-2. So Black and Heath having a pretty good battle, and Heath, I think, hurt his back a little bit. He's off to one side. You can see him stretching there. He grabbed his back as he walked away from the batter's box. The bullpen ready if needed. Davis and Gleaton are looking on. 3-2, and both Black and McFarland thought they had a third strike. Bud Black just sagged when the pitch was called a ball. He has not seen eye to eye with Dale Scott tonight. Now it's 3-2 to Heath. Black thought he had him struck out. Another big pitch coming. Fouled straight back after a breaking ball. 3-2. Another good pitch, wasted again. He's thrown him 2 strikes, 3-2, and he's fouled him off. I really think Heath is having some problems with his back. He keeps squatting and bending and stretching. For the third time, the 3-2 pitch. Got him.
There's the strikeout we were looking for. Big pitch from Bud Black. He really doesn't have an overpowering fastball tonight, but able to spot a breaking ball here. Yes, sirree.
So now 1 out. And here's Darnell Coles, who twice tonight has been out on fly balls to center field. And he's such a key guy now, because with 2 men in scoring position, you have the top of the order of Whitaker and Madlock coming up right behind him, Gibson behind them, so you know you got tough hitters coming. And now somebody in the Tiger dugout is on the plate umpire, Dale Scott, who's walking toward the dugout and yelling at someone.
He's saying it wasn't me. Sparky out to argue his case for him.
I just saw him say, I didn't say anything. I don't think anybody's been thrown out of the game, but Dale Scott heard something he didn't like and went that way. Darnell Coles now will be the hitter. George Brett is over talking to Bud Black. Again, Coles twice tonight has been out on fly balls to center field, tying runs in scoring position. 1 out the bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Royals. Coles hitting .181 with 4 home runs. Changed up, fouled it back, 1 strike. So Black quickly ahead in the count. Doesn't like the baseball he got from Dale Scott and asks for another. Two to nothing Royals, the bottom of the 7th. Lemon walked, Evans doubled to start the inning. Black came back to strike out Heath. 1 strike pitch to Coles now. Shot it foul, and it's 0-2. He had that pitch in on him. That was about all he could do with it.
How many hard foul balls have both these teams pulled tonight? A number of them. The pitcher's doing a good job of working the ball inside.
Now Black ahead in the count 0-2 can afford to work on Darnell Coles here. Coles doesn't strike out all that much either. He's a pretty good contact hitter. Fastball outside. He didn't bite. It's 1-2. Flash is waiting for Coles to get back in, and now we're set. Now we're not. Coles asked for time again. Breaking ball was in on him again, and he popped it foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Cole's taking a lot of time just standing outside the batter's box thinking about it. Lemons at third, Evans at second with 1 out here in the 7th. The Royals lead 2-0. He started a swing and checked in time. The pitch was inside, and now the count 2-2. And Dale Scott now is going to dust off the plate. So Black tried to get him to chase a bad pitch, and he started to, but then held off. John Davis, Jerry Don Gleaton, both ready in the bullpen. Bud Black trying to fight off the Tigers here in the 7th and keep a 2-0 lead. A base hit could tie it. 2-2 breaking ball just missed. Oh, Black thought he had a strike again. So did McFarland. McFarland's talking to the plate umpire Dale Scott. He's not turning around, but he's saying something. Black thought he had a strike. So now he's gone from 0-2 to 3-2 with Darnell Coles with Lou Whitaker in the on-deck circle. And he doesn't want to walk Coles here. Wants to make him hit the ball. Foul ball again. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Royals Television Network. Here's the pitch that he just yanked right into the dugout. Over in Cleveland, Tom Candiotti lost his no-hitter. Mike Easler led off the 8th inning with a single to center field to break up the no-hitter. The Indians still lead that game 2-0. Here again, a 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, Seitzer at third. They're going to come home, and they've got the runner trapped. They chase Lemon back to third. We've seen this before, but this time they tag Lemon out. McFarland got him. And that is a big, big play, boys and girls.
Jet Lemon has never, ever been a good base runner. He has good speed, but has never had good judgment on the bases. And he was a dead duck from the time Seitzer came up with his ball.
Now runners at first and third, 2 out for Whitaker. Seitzer makes a good throw home. And I tell you what McFarland was not going to do. He was not going to lose it out in a run down here. And Lemon just stopped right there, and they kind of bumped.
Now, where did Chet think he was going on that
no
play
idea.
there, though? There was just no way you're going to score on that ball.
Now, Whitaker up there with runners at first and third, 2 out the bottom of the 7th. Whitaker doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. That puts the tying run back at first base instead of in scoring position. And Bud Black has a chance now to get out of this inning, still leading 2-0. But a tough hitter to get by. Black to Whitaker. Check swing foul.
The other thing that Lemon did wrong there, Fred, he has got to stay in that rundown long enough to allow the runner, the batter who hit the ball, to get to second base, get himself into scoring position where a base hit can still tie the ball game.
Well, you said it. Chet Lemon has never been a good base runner. He has good speed, and he just never has been able to use it on the base pass. Does not have a stolen base this year with center field speed. Whitaker reaching, fouls it back, and Black has him down 0-2. Whitaker, a tough 2-strike hitter. Black breaks contact. He dropped down on Gibson when he had 2 strikes on him. See if he does it to Whitaker. Yep. Missed, and it's 1-2. Oh, great stop by McFarland. He just saved the Royals a run.
The second one this inning.
He got that one off the shin guard, I believe. Bud Black threw it in the dirt. Blackie may be tired. He's working on 3 days rest. We're in the 7th. He's trying to fight his way out of this inning. Still in front 2-0. 2-2 the count to Whitaker. And here's the pitch Bud Black wants the decision on. Missed outside, full count 3-2, and now the runner at first. Darnell Coles will be going, and he carries the tying run. And extra bases could tie the ball game now. And Bill Madlock is next. Bud Black, with a deep breath, thinks about it. And now he's about to uncork another very big pitch. Got him. Struck him out. The inning is over. What a piece of pitching by Bud Black. With the tying runs in scoring position, nobody out. He fought him off, and after 7, it is still 2-0 Royals.
Bud Black, the Royals still lead this thing 2-0 through 7 innings here in Detroit. The two teams combined with runners in scoring position tonight are 0 for 11. Jack Morris and Bud Black still at it. Bo Jackson set to lead off the 8th for the Royals, and here again Denny Mathews.
All right, Den, Bo Jackson has gone down swinging twice, walked his first time. Big slow curve missed, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Tomorrow night it'll be Danny Jackson against Dan Petrie, and then Saberhagen and Terrell on Wednesday night. We'll televise both nights on most of these stations. 2-0 to Jackson.
Maybe you can tell me, Den, where was Chet Lemon going? He needs a tour guide.
Chet Lemon has never been a good base runner.
You just echoed exactly what I said a moment ago.
Breaking ball outside corner, 2-1. For his talents, and he's always been able to run very well, obviously, to play center field for these many years, has never learned how to steal a base, really has no judgment on the bases. It's one of those things. 3-1 to Jackson. He cracked his bat. Lou Whitaker unloads, and a good scoop by Evans. That's an excellent play by the first baseman. Bo Jackson cracked the bat. Lou Whitaker to his right. Made a nice pickup, and then watch the play at first.
We have seen some defense tonight. Unable to get a whole lot on the throw. One short hop, and Evans able to glove it.
Now you'll be able to see right here, it really is not a true short hop. It's a long hop, which is a much tougher play to dig out on a backhand. That's an excellent play by Evans. Frank White up there. Frank and Balboni have homered. That's the ball game. Frank fouls it off. Strike 1. The Royals have 1 hit in every inning except the 3rd. Frank chased a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Morris has 7 strikeouts. He has walked 4, given up the 2 home run balls. And here he is pitching in the 8th inning, still looking for his first 1-2-3 inning.
I'd like to know how many times he's thrown that changeup tonight.
High.
Time after time.
And most every one of them around the bill of the cap. 2-2 on Frank.
And every now and then he's made a great changeup pitch like the one he got George Brett to pop out on.
Boy. Has Mike Heath had a night or what? He has been hit all over.
He had to ask for a raise right after the game and use this tape as evidence.
And he's been hit in a couple of places twice. It's 3-2 on Frank White. Frank hit a fastball for his home run. And after one there, and the ball
That's about as bad a pitch as you'll ever see Frank chase. That was about shoulder high.
Foul tip was held, and it came out of the glove in time. Frank is still confused. I was confused. And Frank is saying, what's going on? Billy Gardner is coming out. And the ruling is that he had the ball in the glove, and then when he was starting the transfer from glove to throwing hand, only then did the ball come out. I think that's what Dale Scott is telling Bill Gardner. But to the naked eye, when I saw the ball come loose, I thought, well, he's going to have to throw him out at first unless he made contact. And contact was not made. The ball was dropped. Therefore, you have to tag the man or throw to first.
It was in there a long time. He was definitely taking the ball out of the glove. Yeah.
But it didn't look like that. And that's what Billy Gardner's arguing about. To the naked eye,
right.
I didn't. It was so fast. He did it so
in
quick.
In slow motion, though, you could tell that the ball was in there long enough. Depth him.
So a strikeout, albeit a confusing one. And that's 8. And Billy Gardner's still not sure. So here's Balboni. Steve's home run was just to the right of the 365 sign in left center. A high towering fly ball that got over the screen. Strike one. Morris bidding to retire the side in order for the first time. Steve couldn't resist that slow curveball, and Heath has room to make the catch. So Morris gets his first 1-2-3 inning. The Royals go in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Royals 2, Tigers nothing. Do it like this, because we're just sitting here. Promotional consideration from Steve Shoes. Steve Shoes is Kansas City headquarters for Florsheim. You'll find a complete selection of Florsheim at Steve's 24 locations. 2-0 Royals, bottom of the 8th, Bill Madlock, Kirk Gibson, Alan Trammell. And we'll see how much Buddy Black has left. The bullpen is active. Gleaton and Davis. And Madlock takes a strike.
Billy Gardner will be watching him very closely here, because despite the fact that he came up with 2 big strikeouts in the 7th, it looked like the tank was about empty.
And Madlock, a good bunt. So Madlock frustrated in his first 3 at-bats. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. Bunts his way on.
I mentioned the fact earlier that Madlock homered 3 straight times in a game shortly after joining the Tiger Ball Club. He came up with a chance to hit 4 in a row that night in the 11th inning. You see Jim Whalewander there, rookie infielder, pinch running. Madlock came up in the 11th inning with a chance to hit his 4th straight, but there was a runner on and nobody out. A bunt situation. He laid down a perfect sacrifice bunt, and Trammell then won the game for them with a base hit in the 11th inning.
Tonight in the bottom of the 8th, with his team down 2-0, as the leadoff man, having gone 0 for 3, a perfect bunt up the third baseline, and Whalewander running. Buddy Black facing Kirk Gibson. And a high drive, deep right center field, and gone. So many good pitches through 7 innings, and then a hanging slider.
All night long, though, Gibson had been hanging in there tough against the left-hander. He'd been robbed his last time up when Blackie dropped down, came sidearm on him. He still hit the ball well. George Brett had to make a diving stop to retire him. He'd singled against him in the first inning, and he just had a very ominous feeling as that last pitch came toward the plate.
So Davis enters, exit Buddy Black. Really a very good outing. So as John Davis gets in his warm-up tosses, let's pause for this announcement. John Davis pitching to Alan Trammell. The first pitch missed, and now he throws a strike in the count, 1-1. So John Davis, 24 years old, coming out of the bullpen and appearing for the fourth time. 3 2/3 innings, just 1 hit. One and two to Alan Trammell. Trammell, 2 singles, a walk, and a stolen base. A 2-2 tie. Ross Jones, tough play. Out at first. A tough play, and Jones and Brett made it.
Jones really didn't have total control of this ball when he first comes up with it here. He has to double pump just a little bit there, but still gets enough on the throw to get Trammell.
So Trammell, a very good base runner, retired. One away, and Pat Sheridan now is going to bat for Larry Herndon. Pat, a former Royal. Pat hitting .279, 4 home runs, 34 RBIs. Frank White. And 2 away. A bunt single by Madlock. A 2-run home run by Kirk Gibson to tie the game 2-2. Now nobody on, 2 out, and Chet Lemon. Chet 0 for 2 with a walk. No balls, 1 strike. Tigers 2 runs, 8 hits. The Royals 2 runs on 6 hits. Neither team has erred. Both teams have played well defensively. John Davis 6-7 ahead of Lemon 0-1. And Darrell Evans next. High breaking ball. Jerry Don Gleaton is throwing in the bullpen. Dandy breaking ball. That makes the count 2-2 to Chester. He got him with a slider, and that's the inning. But 2 runs on 2 hits, and then Davis puts out the fire. 8 innings complete, a 2-2 tie. One of our sponsors for this game is Oldsmobile. Feel the quality at your nearest Oldsmobile dealer. A 2-2 tie. We go to the top of the 9th, and Billy Gardner about to unload his bench. Jim Eisenreich is coming up. He'll be followed by Thad Bosley. So Jack Morris, who has for the most part wobbled, goes to the mound now, tied, and there's Pat Sheridan. who batted for Herndon, and he remains in the game in right. So here we go, 9th inning. Pinch hitter up there, Denny Trease.
All right, Billy Gardner calling out the reserves here in the top of the 9th. Jim Eisenreich to start it, batting for Ross Jones, who was 0 for 3. No finals in yet from the American League. Cleveland still leading the Yankees 2-0 in the 8th. Toronto over Chicago 4-2 in the 6th. 1-1 the count to Eisenreich. Boston leads Texas 5-2 through 3 innings. Late games out west, Minnesota at California, Seattle at Oakland. Only final in for the National League, the Dodgers beat Cincinnati 7-2. Mets tied with Philadelphia in the 8th, 2 apiece. Morris ready with the 2-1 pitch to Eisenreich. It's a strike. Hit high to left field. Gibson settling under it. 1 out in the 9th. Here comes Thad Bosley now, hitting .273 on the year with a home run and 11 RBIs. Tigers got 2 in the 8th to tie it. Comes Billy Muffet, the pitching coach, out for a chat with Jack Morris. Denny, it's uncanny. This was the exact same situation in tonight's ball game that we saw in a recent game in Baltimore on the last road trip. Bud Black takes a shutout into the 8th inning, gives up a base hit to the leadoff man in the 8th. That night in Baltimore, Billy Gardner elected to go to his bullpen, and the relievers let the game get away. Tonight, after a leadoff hit in the 8th, he decided to stick with Bud Black long enough to let him pitch to the left-hand batting Kirk Gibson, and that didn't work either.
And Buddy had thrown Denny so many good pitches, especially in working out of that jam the inning before, that I said at the outset of the inning, you really wondered how much he had left. He is yet to pitch a complete game this year. And he just hung a slider to Kirk Gibson, and Gibson is a good enough hitter now that he won't let many mistakes get by, and he didn't that one.
A changeup of Jack Morris's is becoming almost the old Folly floater. He is really throwing it slow. Now a fastball down around the knees fouled back. Tigers have out-hit the Royals 8-6. Game tied at 2. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on for the Royals in the 9th. Thad Bosley batting for Mike McFarland, who was 1 for 3. Another let-up pitch, and Bosley way out in front. He's had them like puppets on a string with this thing. You saw Bosley get out on the front foot and then try to just wait, but couldn't do it. Now the 1-2 pitch misses. Royals hoping they can come back and beat the Tigers for the 5th time in 6 games this season. Struck him out. 9 strikeouts for Jack Morris.
Bosley, a fastball hitter, gets a fastball tailing away, and a very marginal pitch. Bosley obviously thought it was a ball, but Dale Scott, who for the most part, Denny, has featured a small but consistent strike zone throughout the night, decided that was strike 3.
Little check swing. Morris bobbles it, comes up with it himself. Lonnie Smith is retired. Lonnie having an 0 for tonight, 0 for 5. We go to the bottom of the 9th, still tied at 2. 25,781 watching a nail-biter here at Tiger Stadium. We're in the bottom of the 9th. The game is tied at 2. Darrell Evans to lead it off against Big John Davis in relief for the Royals. Evans 1 for 3 on the night, facing a right-handed pitcher for the first time. He doubled off Bud Black into the right field corner his last time up. Jerry Don Gleaton, another southpaw, warming in the Royals' pen. Another good cut by Evans, and he's had more than his share tonight. Boston Red Sox just put a 5 spot on the board in the 4th inning against Texas, and lead in that game now 10-2 through 4 innings in Arlington, Texas. Fastball hit high in the air to left. Lonnie Smith coming on. So John Davis now has retired 4 straight since replacing Bud Black, and we'll get another pinch hitter here for Mike Heath. It's going to be Matt Noakes, their fine rookie, who's been a .300 hitter with 22 homers. Matt Noakes went to the All-Star game with fellow rookie Kevin Seitzer. Cleveland has beaten the Yankees, we understand, and Billy Gardner coming out of the Royal dugout now. He's got Gleaton warm if he wants the southpaw, and he does. So Billy Gardner will go with the percentages here. He gives John Davis a well-deserved pat on the back. And it'll be left-hander against left-hander here. And with Jerry Don Gleaton walking slowly to the mound, let's pause for this announcement. His 28th appearance since joining the Royals, and he comes in a tight situation here. Bottom of the 9th, a 2-2 ball game, and rookie sensation Matt Noakes facing him. Noakes with the 22 home runs, as we mentioned. Sparky Anderson says he doesn't care how many home runs Mark McGwire hits this year. He feels Noakes should be the American League Rookie of the Year. Breaking pitch for a strike. Gleaton on the year 1-3 with a 4.6 earned run average. In 31 innings has given 23 hits, but has struck out 29 in those 31 innings, 18 walks. Noakes with a hot shot up the middle. A 1-out base hit. He is just a good hitter. So the Tigers have the winning run aboard in the 9th. Darnell Cole scheduled here, and he's going to hit. Coles is 0 for 3. One for 20 on the year against Kansas City pitching. Bud Black went the first 7 innings plus for the Royals. Blackie gave up 2 runs on 8 hits. One of them, Kirk Gibson's 2-run homer. He walked 3, struck out 3. Gleaton's 1-0 pitch to Darnell Coles misses. Dan Quisenberry warming now for the Royals. That's a strike. 2 runs, 9 hits for Detroit. 2 runs, 6 hits for Kansas City. Neither team has made an error. 2 balls and a strike to count to Coles, with Noakes at first and 1 out. Got through. Larry Owen chases it to the screen, and the Tigers now have the winning run in scoring position. Owen came on to catch. You see Gleaton burying it. Gets by Larry, a wild pitch. Owen took over for McFarland after Bosley pinch hit for him in the top of the ninth. Angel Salazar playing shortstop defensively now for the Royals, and with first base open, the 3-1 count, they'll go ahead and put him on and pitch to Lou Whitaker.
Dan, it's sure been a tough night on the catchers, hasn't it? Never seen so many balls in the dirt. And the catchers, for the most part, have done a pretty good job, but some of them are going to get by, and this just happened to get by in a very tough spot.
Dick Tracewski explaining things to Darnell Coles at first. His run doesn't mean a thing. Out at second base, Matt Noakes means everything. Lou Whitaker, the batter, 1 for 4. Doubled to left center back in the 6th. Came up with runners at first and third in the 7th and struck out. Tim Tolman in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. A 1-strike pitch from Gleaton, out away from it.
Denny, Darnell Coles at first. His run does not mean a thing. However, he does have a big responsibility. Get to second base on a ground ball, try to break up a double play.
Bounce to Brett. He's going to go to second. They've got one, but Angel Salazar decides not to throw back. Brett's throw pulled Salazar a little bit off the right side of the bag, and Angel elected not to throw back. Whitaker runs pretty well, and now Tolman will bat with 2 out and runners at first and third. Tolman batting for only the 2nd time this season. 0 for 1. But a chance to be a hero. Chopper foul. The Tigers purchased Tim Tolman's contract from the Toledo Mud Hens, their AAA International League affiliate. He took the place of Johnny Grubb, who was placed on the 15-day disabled list. Tolman at Toledo in 98 games batted .325 with 14 homers and 60 runs driven in. Off the fist, a good pitch from Gleaton, and he's got him in a hole now, 0-2. Tigers had 42 hits in their 3-game series with the Yankees over the weekend and lost 2 of the 3 games they played. They've had 9 hits tonight. 1 more would win it for them. It looked as if George Brett there, Denny, I don't know if you noticed it, was trying to get the attention of Jerry Don Gleaton, as if to say, I want to sneak in behind the runner. Let's take one shot at him. But apparently Dick Tracewski, the first base coach, noticed also. He just called Coles over for a chat, and so nothing doing there. Now Coles is going to go on to second base, and he will not be given a stolen base. No stolen base. Whitaker, I should say, not Coles. Whitaker at first base. Coles erased at second on the throw by George Brett. Now Jerry Don Gleaton throws it past Tim Tolman, and we'll go to extra innings. Again, the Tigers leave runners in scoring position. Both teams have been doing it all evening. To the 10th we go, still tied at 2. It's tiring. Well, the scorebook wouldn't indicate it. He's retired 8 straight Royals since Kevin Seitzer's 1-out base hit in the 7th inning. And it's Seitzer who will begin the 10th against him.
Denny, for Morris now, I'm sure it's one of the situations where sitting in the dugout while the Tigers are at bat, Sparky will say, how much have you got left? Do you want to go one more? Do you feel like you've got enough left to go one more? Morris would say, yeah, I've got enough. So the manager and the pitcher put their heads together along with the pitching coach, and Sparky maybe said, okay, Jack, we'll give you one more inning, but that's it. The 10th is it. We don't know, but they talk about it, no question, in the dugout.
Morris has pitched 7 complete games this year. Went the route in his last outing, but lost it to the White Sox by a score of 4-0. Matt Noakes now doing the catching for the Tigers after he hit for Mike Heath in the 9th. Morris's 1-0 pitch to Seitzer fouled back. Mets and Phillies still tied at 2 in the 9th inning. St. Louis out in front of Montreal 5-2 in the 9th. Trying to bunt, and it's a strike. Seitzer trying to catch Coles, playing deep at third. He's behind on the count now, 1-2. Just serves it into right field. It'll fall for a base hit in front of Pat Sheridan.
Boy, Morris is really hot, too. He's just taken off his cap. He wanted to take a bite out of it. That was a great piece of hitting by Seitzer. A tough pitch thrown by Morris. He threw the pitch he wanted to throw. I'm not sure he got it in the right spot. It was a little bit up. But Morris just about ready to tear up the pitcher's mound. Boy, he's angry.
George Brett now 1 for 2 officially. A single, a pair of walks, and popped out to the catcher. Seitzer has made a great comeback after striking out his first 2 times. He was 0 for 3 coming into the 7th inning, singled then, and now singles again here to begin the 10th. Brett takes the strike. Mike Henneman going to work in the Detroit bullpen. He's the right-handed reliever who let the game get away in New York on Friday night. Gave up a game-winning home run in the 9th to Gary Ward. But for the most part this year, Henneman has been outstanding. George Brett that time timed the changeup, but hit it to the center fielder, Chet Lemon. One out and still 1 on for the Royals here in the 10th. Danny Tartable, the batter. Danny 1 for 3 officially tonight with a single and a walk. Royals with 7 hits in the game. The Tigers with 9. Neither team has made an error. Jack Morris finally gets together on the signs with Matt Noakes, and here it comes. Seitzer gone to second base. And that may just be the 5th wild pitch. It is. They put it up on the scoreboard. Wild pitch. The 5th issued tonight by Jack Morris. He had thrown 11 this season in 162 innings and 5 more tonight. Now the Royals have the lead runner in scoring position. Hit well to right field. Way back there. Goodbye. It's gone. An upper deck home run for Danny Tartable, and the Royals lead 4-2. The 15th home run of the season for Tartable. RBIs 49 and 50. Kevin Seitzer leading cheers for him as Tartable comes around third, and the Royals take a 4-2 lead in the 10th. How sweet it is. Danny Tartable coming through here with 1 on and 1 out in the 10th inning against Jack Morris. The 3rd home run by the Royals tonight, one by Balboni, one by White, and this one by Tartable.
Fastball outside corner, knee high. Upper deck right center.
So the Tigers, who came into this game leading the American League in home runs, have been out-homered tonight 3-1 and trailing the game now 4-2. Bo Jackson robbed of a hit his last time up on a fine play by Lou Whitaker out near the bag at second base, backhanding the ball and making a fine throw to retire Bo Jackson, and down goes Bo. He strikes out for the third time in the game. Bo 0 for 4 tonight. 2 outs now, and Frank White the batter. Frank hit his 9th home run of the year, leading off the 6th. Fouled back. Little dribbler toward third. Darnell Coles guns down Frank White, but the Royals get the lead on Danny Tartable's 2-run 10th inning home run. To the bottom of the 10th we go. It's 4-2 Royals. Go into the bottom of the 10th, nursing a 4-2 lead thanks to a 2-run home run by Danny Tartable in the top of the 10th. Tartable stands to have his 12th game-winning RBI of the year. He was second in the league in that department behind Jose Canseco and Robin Yount. They each had a dozen game winners. Tartable would equal them with this shot tonight if the Royals can hang on. Jerry Don Gleaton will try to hang up the W here, but first he must face Kirk Gibson, who homered his last time up off Bud Black, who went the first 7 innings plus. John Davis came on, faced 4 batters and retired them all. And it's been Jerry Don Gleaton since then. Final from the National League. Cardinals over the Expos by a score of 5-2. Gleaton's pitch to Gibson high and tight. Cleveland hung on to shut out New York 2-0. Backhanded by Salazar. Long throw, not in time. Gibson beats out an infield hit to begin the Tiger 10th. Salazar with a great effort planted that foot and let it go, but not quite in time to get the speedy Kirk Gibson.
And George tried to help him out all he could, Denny, with a long stretch, but Gibson, being a left-handed batter, that made the difference in this play. He got as much on the throw as he could. Close play, but Gibson beat it.
Now Alan Trammell the batter with Gibson at first and nobody out. Trammell 2 for 3 tonight, 2 singles and a walk. He grounded out back in the 8th. Trammell with 15 home runs this year, number 16 here, and we'd be all even again. The Toronto Blue Jays just put 10 runs on the scoreboard in the 6th inning at Chicago and lead the White Sox 14-4. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Pat Sheridan is out in the on-deck circle. Quisenberry is up and warming again in the Royals pen. The Royals got 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 10th. Tigers 2 in the 8th have their leadoff man aboard here in the 10th in a 4-2 game. Larry Owen just took a few steps out toward his pitcher, Jerry Don Gleaton, and told him in no uncertain terms, don't worry too much about the base runner and forget about the business at hand. Alan Trammell in the batter's box. Fastball over. 1-2. Time called. Jerry Don Gleaton, by the way, has given up 2 home runs this year in about 33 innings of work. One ball, 2 strikes. Hit well to right field, down the line. Tardival over, giving chase, can't get there. Two and two. High fly ball, center field. Jackson makes the catch and 1 out. Pat Sheridan being called back now. And it's Tom Brookins, who's been bothered by a hamstring pull, who will bat for Sheridan. Brookins hitting .243 on the year with 8 homers and 38 runs batted in. And he was one tough out when the Royals played the Tigers back in April. So Brookins bats in Sheridan's spot here. Sparky Anderson pulling out all the stops. Due to the length of tonight's game, Action 4 nightcast, normally seen at this time, will be seen immediately following the conclusion of the ball game. Stay tuned for the nightcast next on most of these stations. Missed outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Brookins on the outside corner. And Tommy didn't think so. Had him fooled with a change. Chet Lemon in the on-deck circle. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tom Brookins. Here it comes. Struck him out. Jerry Don Gleaton 1 out away now from getting the Royals off to a winning start on this road trip. Gleaton broke out all the repertoire in that at-bat against Tom Brookins, using the fastball, the curve, and the change, and got him. Now Chet Lemon. Lemon 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Struck out his last time up. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Gleaton wants a new baseball and gets it. He's got Chet Lemon hitting on his terms now. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Gibson at first. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Royals lead 4-2. Royals started the night despite their late July swoon, still just 4 games behind Minnesota. Now the 1-2 pitch to Lemon, out away from him. The ever dangerous Darrell Evans waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Drilled to left field. Toward the corner. Lonnie Smith racing over, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Woo! Close but no cigar for Chet Lemon here in the bottom of the 10th. He gave it a ride, but Lonnie Smith able to chase it down in the left field corner. So the Tigers strand another base runner in the 10th, and the Royals win it 4-2 in 10 innings. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Royals. 2 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Tigers. The winning pitcher is Jerry Don Gleaton, and the loser is Jack Morris. Gleaton now 2-3, and Morris sees his record fall to 12-6. Jack Morris hung tough, Denny, but not quite tough enough.
Well, he made the mistake to Tartabull, the fastball out away from him, and we have seen it before. Tartabull has excellent power to the opposite field, and the opposite field here at Tiger Stadium for a right-handed batter isn't that far. Tartabull off the facade of, well, into the upper deck, into the first or second row of the upper deck. So he got all of the fastball from Morris and really belted it.
Royals win 4-2 in 10 innings thanks to 3 home runs. The game winner by Tartabull. Now from Detroit, for Denny Mathews, Fred White, and our producer Larry Kieran, Denny Trease saying good night, everybody.